Hello, Tamara Green here for A Course in Miracles, lesson number 181. And I'm excited because we're just about at the halfway point. What do you know? We have an introduction to read today for the next section of the course, and then we'll be going through lesson number 181. But first, let's open up our shoulder blades. So arms shoulder height, and then swing one over nice and straight. Hook the back of your wrists and pull like a lever for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And open up again. And now the other arm comes over like a lever. Pull. 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open, and down come your arms. Very good. Okay, let's start with the introduction to lessons 181 through 200. Our next few lessons make a special point of firming up your willingness to make your weak commitment strong. Your scattered goals blend into one intent. You are not asked for total dedication at this time as yet, but you are asked to practice now in order to attain the sense of peace such unified commitment will bestow, if only intermittently. It is experiencing this that makes it sure that you will give your total willingness to follow the way the Course sets forth. Our lessons now are geared specifically to widening horizons and direct approaches to the special blocks that keep your vision narrow and too limited to let you see the value of our goal. We are attempting now to lift these blocks, however briefly. Words alone cannot convey the sense of liberation which their lifting brings, but the experience of freedom and of peace that comes as you give up your tight control of what you see speaks for itself. Your motivation will be so intensified that words become of little consequence. You will be sure of what you want and what is valueless. And so we start our journey beyond words by concentrating first on what impedes your progress still. Experience of what exists beyond defensiveness remains beyond achievement while it is denied. It may be there, but you cannot accept its presence. So we now attempt to go past all defenses for a little while each day. No more than this is asked because no more than this is needed. It will be enough to guarantee the rest will come. All right. That's the introduction. And now let's go to lesson number 181. I trust my brothers who are one with me. Trusting your brothers is essential to establishing and holding up your faith in your ability to transcend doubt and lack of sure conviction in yourself. When you attack a brother, you proclaim that he is limited by what you have perceived in him. You do not look beyond his errors. Rather, they are magnified, becoming blocks to your awareness of the self that lies beyond your own mistakes and past his seeming sins as well as yours. Perception has a focus. It is this that gives consistency to what you see. Change but this focus, and what you behold will change accordingly. Your vision now will shift to give support to the intent which has replaced the one you held before. Remove your focus on your brother's sins, and you experience the peace that comes from faith in sinlessness. This faith receives its only sure support from what you see in others past their sins. For their mistakes, if focused on, are witnesses to sins in you. And you will not transcend their sight and see the sinlessness that lies beyond. Therefore, in practicing today, we first let all such little focuses give way to our great need to let our sinlessness become apparent. We instruct our minds that it is this we seek and only this for just a little while. We do not care about our future goals, and what we saw an instant previous has no concern for us within the interval of time wherein we practice changing our intent. We seek for innocence and nothing else. We seek for it with no concern but now. A major hazard to succeed has been involvement with your past and future goals. You have been quite preoccupied with how extremely different the goals this course is advocating are from those you held before. And you have also been dismayed by the depressing and restricting thought that even if you should succeed, you will inevitably lose your way again. How could this matter? For the past is gone, the future but imagined. These concerns are but defenses against present change of focus and perception. Nothing more. We lay these pointless limitations by a little while. We do not look to past beliefs, and what we will believe will not intrude upon us now. We enter in the time of practicing with one intent, to look upon the sinlessness within. We recognize that we have lost this goal if anger blocks our way in any form. And if a brother's sins occur to us, our narrowed focus will restrict our sight and turn our eyes upon our own mistakes, which we will magnify and call our sins. So for a little while, without regard to past or future, should such blocks arise, we will transcend them with instructions to our minds to change their focus as we say, "It is not this that I would look upon. I trust my brothers who are one with me." And we will also use this thought to keep us safe throughout the day. We do not seek for long-range goals. As each obstruction seems to block the vision of our sinlessness, we seek but for surcease, an instant from misery. The focus upon sin will bring, and uncorrected will remain. Nor do we ask for fantasies, for what we seek to look upon is really there. And as our focus goes beyond mistakes, we will behold a wholly sinless world. When seeing this is all we want to see, when this is all we seek, for in the name of true perception are the eyes of Christ inevitably ours, and the love he feels for us becomes our own as well. This will become the only thing we see reflected in the world and in ourselves. The world which one proclaims our sins become the proof that we are sinless. And our love for everyone we look upon attests to our remembrance of the Holy Self, which knows no sin and never could conceive of anything without its sinlessness. We seek for this remembrance as we turn our minds to practicing today. We look neither ahead nor backwards. We look straight into the present, and we give our trust to the experience we ask for now. Our sinlessness is but the will of God. The instant is our willing one with his. So 181 is, I trust my brothers who are one with me. Okay. I think I mentioned in previous lessons that I'm very fascinated with the Kabbalah right now, the study of the Zohar, which is Kabbalah. And it's completely in alignment with the Course in Miracles. And they refer to as our ego, and the ego is the only part of us that wants us to focus on our past that's no longer here, or our future, which is not even here yet. It's our ego that really is what the Kabbalah refers to as Satan, right? Or as they actually call it, as Satan. So if you can imagine, every time we go into defensiveness, right? We are focusing on what Satan is wanting us to focus on. You can actually think of it that way. That is Satan's voice trying to get in to my head and to change my focus, not on that person's innocence or my own innocence, but, on something I need to defend against or fight against. Some kind of fear-based thinking or emotion or behavior action, you understand. So Satan wins. He wins when we align with that kind of thinking, whether it's no longer here, the past, whether it's not even here yet, the future, takes us out of the present moment, or we're looking at, that person's seeming sin and our own, right? There's no way you can see somebody's sin without our own, maybe we're not aware of it, but that's what's happening. If we're seeing sin in others, if we're seeing through the eyes of sin or seeing through the eyes of Satan, well, guess what? We see it with that person, which is complete illusion, but then we also see it with ourselves, right? It's a cause and effect, and it's a mirroring, right? That's what's happening. So today's lesson is, let me see through the eyes of God. Let me see through the eyes of love, and in this moment only. And how can we do that? How can we step into the present moment? Breath is wonderful for this. Just take a nice deep breath in and focus on the breath going in through your nose. Focus on the air coming out of your mouth. And boom, you're right there in the present moment. And from this place, you can see through the eyes of innocence, through love, through compassion, through forgiveness, through God. All right, enjoy your practice today. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.